Coming up on today's episode, good day to everyone out in YouTube land. This is another episode of DERB. I am your host, Doug. We are at the bench, the place to be, the happening place. As you can see on the camera, well, you see on the in front of the camera, I should say, is a box. And that box, if you look at it carefully, is from one Robert Gibbons. You all know Bob. And this, if I don't know how well you can see it, let me see if I can get a little closer to it. The date there is December 9th of 20. And that is the mystery part. I've been away from the bench for quite a few days. You guys don't know that because of the way I'm doing these videos now, but I have spent about a week or so now cleaning my house, and I was out in the garage cleaning yesterday. I did get the Buick started and out, and that will be in a future video, probably on my other channel. And one of the last things I saw was this laying on the floor in the garage, and I came this close to just tossing it because I figured it was garbage being on the floor of the garage. Turns out it wasn't. It was some parts that Bob had sent, and there they are, falling out. But those are the parts you guys probably, some of you won't remember because some of you haven't been around since December of 2020. But he sent me parts for the AWA AM transmitter. I bought the boards for both of us. Shipped him his board. He shipped me the parts. He bought the parts for both of them. Shipped me the parts, and I promptly lost them. Well, the reason I lost them is because the person who was living here at the time with me, one Lexi Welch, was her idea of cleaning when she comes across something she doesn't know about is if it's not important to her, it's not important to anybody. So apparently she just tossed it out the door, back door there, into the garage because that's where it laid for I don't know how long. And so again, I almost threw it out, but then I thought, I am missing parts from Bob, so I might as well go ahead and go through it. And turns out that's exactly what it was. I'm going to put a clip in here of a YouTube video that I made in December. I don't know about the mail. The mail is not doing too good. The package with the radio, the pictograph radio, is still in another region somewhere. I have no idea where it's at. The only thing it says on tracking is it left the post office where it was mailed from, and that was it. Other than that, it says it's in transit, arriving late. That's what it says. And so that's going to hopefully get here sooner or later. The parts from Bob for the AM transmitter that he sent also was supposed to be here Monday, yesterday. It did not arrive. It also says, same thing, it's got tracking from his post office that he mailed it from. And then from there on, it just says in transit, arriving late. And you can see, I've got the date clearly displayed on the video, and you can see very clearly that I had not got the parts on that day. I think that was after the following Monday. But we were having some problems with the USPS at that time, getting things. That was about the time I had the little radio, the kit radio, that I was waiting on, and other things as well. So, like I said, this is it. So this is what this video is going to be. Is going to be me putting this together. I don't know how much I'll show of that, but I will show the important things. You can count on that. And me talking about probably is not that important, but I wanted you guys to know that I did find the parts, in fact. And so that's that. Oh, here, let me show you this. Here's the rest of the parts. Once I had found everything together, I put the PCB for this AWA transmitter into a baggie, and this went into the parts or projects in progress box and a Ziploc bag. And so all the parts for that, the rest of the parts that I have, are in there, and they will go with that, and that way I can complete that. All right, let's get started on this and see what we can get into. So stay tuned. All right, back once again. You can see I do have all the parts checked off. I've checked them with the ones Bob sent, and they are complete. And now down there where it says X1, X101, I checked X101 because I know, well, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's a 1 megahertz. The one I have is. I had one also, besides the one Bob sent. So I think that's what we're doing. So I'm not really sure how that will work. Like I said, it has a note down there. I don't know how you can see that. But it says either use L2 or L102 is used, not both. Also either X1 or X101. So I don't even see, an L102 on there. So I don't know if that's just on the circuit board maybe or what. But anyway, so that's that. I think I'm using, again, the 1 megahertz thing, and there's a lineup right there. Now there is on here somewhere it said that the R5 and R10, I believe, is not even used. But again, I don't see that now. Everything points to Note 1, and Note 1 doesn't mention anything about the, what do you call it? Oh, maybe it's on here. Yeah, see there, not populated, R6, R9, R10, or C10. So I don't know. I'll have to ask Bob, because he's already built this, so find out if those are actually not supposed to be used, or how that works. So anywho, that's that. So I guess the next thing to do, well, like I said, Bob's taking his nap right now, so when he gets done I will contact him and ask him, because I don't want to solder something on the board and then have to remove it. That wouldn't be very smart to do. So let me get a hold of him and we'll see what happens. We are back once again. I have spoken with Bob. You all know Bob. And Bob's not been feeling well. He's not really sure what the problem is. He went out to dinner with, I believe, his ex-wife on his birthday, and they both came down with whatever it was. They're not sure if it's COVID or what, but both of them have been going through something. And he is, I believe, getting a little bit better the way he talked, but he didn't really know where his transmitter was at. He's going to try to dig it out tomorrow and look at it and see if we can tell about some of the stuff that I had questions on. So I thought what we would do, basically, is take and fire up the soldering iron and take basically the resistors, any capacitors that there's no question about, anything I can put on the board, and basically just do what we need to do as far as putting those in. And once we get a final update on the board on how things are installed in there, let me show you what I'm talking about here. All right, there you go, right there. This is one of the things that we can't just figure out exactly. Bob doesn't remember offhand. This is L102, L2. There is 2 different ones you can choose, basically. And if you look at the, and Bob was pointing this out, and he was absolutely correct. But if you look at the pattern here, this looks like a standard IF type transformer setup there, and that's what we think was for one of them, and we don't know which one it was. But the one that is provided with this is just a round inductor, fairly large, and I believe it goes between these two here, but I can't really be sure. So we're going to wait and see what his looks like, and I believe that's where it goes, is those right there. Now the L1, and I don't even see that, but wherever it's at, oh, there's right there. It's definitely one of those. You can see that very clearly, just a round one. Your X101 or X1, whichever it is, you got both designations there. Ours is X101, I believe. But I've got some of these pins that have a hole in them, basically to go in there, and then the crystal oscillator will basically just plug into that and can be changed easily. So that's nice. Bob provided a dip socket, and I don't think 14 pin, but you know, we use that, and then all the inside pins are going to have to be cut out of it. And I figured it was just easy to use the ones I had, and he agreed. So, anywho, that's what we're going to do. I think is basically just to take these easy ones that are you know, definitely going to go there. That was the other thing I meant to ask him about, was the not using the R6 and whatever ones was called out on this, not populated, R6, R9, and C10. I'm going to ask him about that again, because he did provide those components in with the rest of it, I believe. So maybe he used his. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But I'll ask him about that. Surely he'll remember that. Or I can wait. We can just wait till tomorrow, because I don't want. Like I said, he's not feeling great, and I just don't want to keep bothering him and stuff like that. And I was a little upset earlier, and I think I might have got on him a little bit too hard. I did apologize though. So, but anyway, that's what we're looking at, and that's what we're going to do. So let me get set up here, and we'll bring you back, and we'll start in on it. I did also want to mention, for those of you who are paying close attention. And we all know that's everyone, right? This is not this. And I think you can see what that is. That is the Sony that I did the preview for this. And if you'll pay real close attention, you'll notice that does not say it will be the next video. It is a preview of coming attractions. So that will be featured. Now, it would have been on this one, but I found this yesterday, the components for this, and I had all the parts, and I thought, I've wanted to build this since basically 2020. So I thought, well, that would be a better thing to do. So, and rather than going back, now in the past I went back through and redid the video and redid the preview and uploaded it again. I thought that's just too much work. You guys, you know, if you see a coming attraction or whatever, it may or may not be the next video. So just keep that in mind when you're watching. And like I said, I just wanted to kind of make that clear before we get going any further. So here you go. All right, well, what you can see there is the completed resistors on the board. They are all in place and soldered in. And the next thing will be the capacitors that I can put in. I did check with Bob, and sure enough, that those components R6, R9, and C10 were omitted. In fact, they were not included in the parts list or in the parts that Bob sent. There's no R6 in here. It just goes from R5 to R7, and there's no R9 either. So. And then C10, if you look up here, there's no C10. There it goes from, well, I mean, you can check all the different capacitors. It's not there. So, like I say, that solved that problem rather quickly. And like I said, we'll go ahead and continue on with our get separated from the solder and everything. Getting to try out my new soldering, not the new soldering, but the soldering station and its little cubby hole that it's in, and it's working out great. No problems at all. So very happy with the way that's turning out. And so let me get on with this instead of talking about things that you don't care about. Be back in a minute. Alright, well, I think you can see all of the capacitors are now in. All these little, there's two blue ones there, all these yellow ones. everyone it calls for is in, plus the electrolytics here that you see. So that looks like it's going to be taking care of everything. Now this C10 here is one of the ones that are not populated. I was wondering about that too when I was looking at it. But there's a couple, 3 places that have markings that nothing goes there. So we're not going to worry about it. That's the way it's supposed to be done. So I think next thing I'm going to do is probably Q1 here. It's a 2N3904. I can't even find it now. Yeah, 2N3904 right there. So that's the next thing that's got to go in there. Got to put an IC in here. I believe that's the LM386. And it has a certain classification. I don't know if that matters or not, but that's one Bob got. So we're happy about that. U1, here it is. IC audio crystal. Her audio is LM386N-4, and that's what we've got. Now I'm going to put a, what do you call it in there? Socket. I always do. Well, there's R9. That's one of the ones that is not populated. C10 here. There. And R10. Let's see. What was this one? Oh, this is actually, yeah, this is actually used here. Here's a C10 that's not there. So these 2 here, and there's another one somewhere, and I don't even know where it's at, but don't worry about it. So L1 is there. That one could be put in because it's only, I mean, it's obvious which way it does. So there's no problem with it. I'll probably put that one in and Q1 in, and then probably find a socket for that. Work on that. I think I may do that tomorrow, though. It is 7:39, looks like. I can't see it. I've got my up-close glasses on. You know, when you have up-close glasses on, you can't see far away. Oh, 7:26. Okay. So anyway, like I said, we got the jacks to put in here. 2 jacks, audio and power. And then we have the crystal, obviously, to put in. And I've got to put those standoffs, or whatever you're going to call them, in there, sockets for the crystal. And L1's got to be put in. Q1's got to be put in. And that's just about going to wrap it up once we get Bob to figure out which way we're doing this. And I think it goes across there. I'm pretty darn sure. But, you know, I want to make doubly sure. So I think that's about it. I think that's gonna do it. And I'm happy about that. Very happy indeed. So, alright, I'm going to stop it here. And we'll continue tomorrow. Alright, well, the all of the components have been soldered on now. I decided to go ahead and do it this evening. It's 8:02 now. This L2 that I was waiting for Bob's confirmation on, I actually just looked at the schematic. I'll show you that. Here you can see L2 basically just goes between C7 and the antenna connection, and one replaces the other. As long as they get to those points, I check the circuit board, and that's where it happened to looking at the circuit board. Those 2 middle ones work perfectly, because here's your antenna connection, and here's C7 right there. So that should work. I went ahead and put the little standoffs on the crystal oscillator that I was talking about doing. I put the socket was included with the LM386. So I installed that, installed our jacks. Everything is installed, is ready to test. Yay! So I probably will, well, I don't say probably, I will do that tomorrow, because just like I say, it's 8 o'clock now, and time I would haul out all the equipment or whatever I need to do that, and it would not be, I probably would be say something stupid or do something stupid. I get that way when I get tired, and so I don't want to be that way. So we'll wait until we're bright and bushy-tailed in the morning and do that. So stay tuned for that. All right, we have everything hooked up. Phone is feeding music into the audio in. There's the power for the unit, is a 9-volt battery there. Have antenna hooked up. You can see there the yellow lead going up to the wheel antenna that I made on the 3D printer, and that's what's feeding it. Now, I'm not saying this is the best antenna, but this is what I'm using just to try it out. And I've got it set up in the living room, and let's go see what it sounds like in there. So you can see the frequency's right on 1000. A lot of hum, that's mainly what I get. It's something to do with the phone, not really sure what. But I may try a different idea here I've got for MP3 player and see if maybe that takes some of the hum out of it, so stand by. Alright, I just have the MP3 player hooked up to it now. Still getting a lot of hum, and I really don't know what it is. I did fine tune it just a little bit. Seems like if I touch the... You see it's 998 right now. Let's see what happens when we get closer to it. That's a little bit better. There's the... That's how close we are. That's not too bad. But again, that's pretty darn close to the antenna. And I think that antenna is not the best. I just wanted to try it and see if it would do it. So I'm going to try and hook up a regular wire antenna. I think 10 foot's supposed to be it. So let me try that and we'll come back again. Alright, well there you go. That's just several clip leads clipped together. Probably 6 feet or so. Just had to guess. It's actually pretty good sound. Definitely usable. Again, I'm in the next room, so I'm fairly pleased with that. Get away from that little antenna and get away from the phone. Made a lot of the hum go away. So that's not too bad. Pretty much right on frequency. So, like I said, I'm not going to say that's too bad at all. I think with a proper 10-foot antenna, set up, I think it would work much better even. Again, like I say, this is next room. It didn't seem to, when I was carrying it in here, it didn't seem to fade that much either. With that little coiled antenna, that was 10 foot, but like I say, it's a little different, when it's coiled up like that, so obviously. So that's pretty good and clear. I'd be happy with that. And I hope you guys like that. Like I say, that's going to conclude this little episode. I don't know if I ever come back and do any changes to it or anything like that. I'll bring you back and show you that. But I think for right now, I'm pretty happy with it. It went well. It should be pretty accurate because it uses a 1 megahertz crystal oscillator. So that should be pretty much right on frequency. Now I do have, I did notice some other, not stations, but some interference that was getting at that frequency, so that may be part of it too. Now also on this, this one from the AWA, Antique Wireless Association, they are offering a upgrade for this, a tunable version, which I think works in conjunction with this transmitter, where you basically just remove the crystal oscillator and put a tuning section in that. I believe Bob has done some looking at it. I don't think he was real impressed with it, but it's Bob. So anyway, actually that works pretty good. But like I say, that's available. I may try to put the link in the description, and so you can see for both of these, for the AM transmitter and for the tunable daughter board, I guess you would call it. So, but anyway, like I say, it does work, and it works fairly well. So happy about that. Now you guys have a great day. Thank you so very much for watching, and we will see ya.